Hello, NEET aspirants. Every NEET student studies frog, but NEET does not ask frog chapter, NEET asks the lines you ignore. Today we are not studying frog, we are thinking like the examiner. After this video, when frog question appears, you won't read, you will recognize. Coming to the introduction part of it, the first line says that frog can live both on land as well as in fresh water. So here there is a chance to ignore this term fresh water, which means frogs does not live in marine water or salt water, not in marine water. Just remember this. And they belongs to the class Amphibia, which is very important, of the phylum Chordata. So frogs belongs to the class Amphibia and phylum Chordata. The most common species of frog found in India, it is one of the frequently asked question. Common species of frog found in India is Rana tigrina. Rana tigrina. Next, moving on to in the next paragraph, they are saying that frogs are poikilothermous. What do you mean by poikilothermous? So the temperature varies with the temperature of the environment. So it can be an assertion reason type of question. Next is property of color change to hide from enemies is called as camouflage. So they are having ability to change the color to hide them from their enemies, which is called as camouflage, and this protective coloration is called as mimicry. A type of camouflage is mimicry. And then they have given two words which are aestivation and hibernation. What's the difference between aestivation and hibernation? So aestivation is nothing but summer sleep and hibernation is winter sleep. They may reverse these terms with the meanings, so be careful with it. Coming to the morphology. Here the body of frog is divided into only two parts. One is head and other one is trunk. Body is divided into only two parts, head and trunk. Here neck and tail are absent. Neck and tail are absent. So they may ask division of the frog body. Answer is head and trunk only. And if you look at the eyes, they are covered with nictitating membrane. What is this nictitating membrane? So nictitating membrane is one of the eyelid basically. So what it is for? This nictitating membrane protects them whenever it is in the water, while it is in the water. Then coming to ears. So generally, like we know that frogs are having ears, but the thing is, the ear is not external ear. It does not have external ear. It is having internal and middle ear, and with the it appears as a membrane called as tympanum. So external ear is absent. External ear is absent. And ear is represented by tympanum. Then coming to the limbs part, to the trunk, these two pairs of limbs are attached, forelimbs and hind limbs. These forelimbs are having 4 digits, and hind limbs are having 5 digits. 5 digits. And what is the use of these limbs? That is also very important. Swimming, walking, leaping and burrowing. So these forelimbs and hind limbs helps in swimming, walking, leaping and burrowing. As I told you, hind limbs are having 5 digits. They are larger and muscular than the forelimbs. This is also very important. Hind limbs are larger and muscular than the forelimbs. And here, as they are saying swimming, the limbs are helping in swimming. For swimming they need webbed digits, so these webbed digits are present to help in swimming. And one more very important and frequently asked question is that frogs shows or else exhibit sexual dimorphism. So how do they have this sexual dimorphism, and what are those features? Male frogs. In male frogs we can find two extra things by which we can understand whether the frog is male or female. One is sound producing vocal sacs and also copulatory pad. Obviously, sound producing vocal sacs will be present in the head region, and the copulatory pad is present in the first digit of the forelimb. First digit of the forelimb is having copulatory pad, and these are absent in female frogs. So, males are having vocal sacs, sound producing vocal sacs, and the copulatory pad. Coming to the anatomy part, there are different systems in it. First comes to digestive system. So digestive system is having two parts, alimentary canal and digestive glands. And here the very important point is that alimentary canal is short. So why it is short? Why? Because it is carnivore. And which part of it got reduced? Intestine is reduced. Alimentary canal is short because it is carnivores, hence the length of intestine is reduced. It can be an assertion reason type of question. Very frequently asked question it is. And coming to the sequence of the canal. So first starts with mouth. Mouth enters into buccal cavity. Buccal cavity enters into esophagus. Esophagus to stomach. Stomach to intestine. Intestine to rectum, and then rectum to cloaca. Cloaca. And it is having bilobed tongue. So with the help of bilobed tongue, it captures the prey. And then from the buccal cavity through pharynx, it enters into esophagus. Esophagus is a short duct, and from here it enters into stomach. In stomach, hydrochloric acid and gastric juice can be secreted. So partial digestion happens in the stomach. Partial digestion. And partially digested food is called as chyme. This chyme enters into the intestine, and the first part of intestine over here, it is called as duodenum. This duodenum gets the secretions of liver, that is bile, and this bile secreted by the liver and it gets stored in the gallbladder. From the gallbladder, the bile which got secreted by the liver will enter into the duodenum, and here in this diagram nowhere pancreas is shown and labeled. So and the pancreas, from the pancreas, pancreatic juice gets secreted into the duodenum, and here in the intestine digestion takes place. Digestion takes place with the help of all these secretions, and then it get absorbed by villi and microvilli. Next, moving on to respiration. Frogs respire on land as well as in water, so by two different methods. So that is, in water, skin acts as aquatic respiratory organ. So the type of respiration which it performs in water is cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous respiration. So by skin. So where in the cutaneous respiration, the dissolved oxygen is get exchanged through the skin by diffusion, no energy required. And coming to land, the buccal cavity, skin and lungs, three organs, okay, as the respiratory organs. So on land, three organs: buccal cavity, skin and lungs, which are called as cutaneous is happening, pulmonary is happening, that is by lungs, and buccal cavity, buccopharyngeal respiration. When does cutaneous respiration takes place on land? Whenever it is in hibernation and estivation. Estivation. As the metabolic rate is very less and it has to reduce it to conserve the energy, they go for hibernation and estivation. Why? Because they go for cutaneous respiration. Why? Because here just diffusion takes place. Coming to the lungs part, these lungs are pair of elongated pink colored sac-like structures. Sac-like structures, pink colored, elongated. Where they are present? They are present in the upper part of the trunk region. They may confuse by changing this word upper as lower. So lungs are present in the upper part of the trunk region, that is in the thorax. Okay, upper thoracic region. Coming to the pathway, like how pulmonary respiration takes place, there will be a pair of nostrils. Through the nostrils, it enters into buccal cavity, and from the buccal cavity, it enters into lungs. Coming to the circulatory system, so there are two systems over here, vascular system and lymphatic system, and we know that the blood circulatory system is closed type. It's closed type. It is having lymphatic system and blood vascular system. These two are there. Where the blood vascular system includes heart, blood vessels and blood. Lymphatic system includes lymph channels and lymph nodes. And coming to the heart part, like muscular structure it is, where it is situated in the upper part of the body cavity. Lungs are situated upper part of the thoracic region. Heart is situated upper part of the body cavity, like all at the same place. It has three chambers. Three-chambered heart is present in the amphibians. Amphibians and reptiles, most of the reptiles except crocodiles, alligators, like they are having three-chambered heart. So what are those three chambers? This is important. Two atria and one ventricle. They may exchange the terms 2 and 1 numbers. So two atria and one ventricle. And whole heart is covered by a membrane which is called as pericardium. And here very important points which we skip are, so there are some accessory chambers. Three chambers are there, but along with these three chambers, there are two more accessory chambers for the frog heart. So one is a triangular structure, very important, a triangular structure called as sinus venosus. Triangular structure, sinus venosus. So where it is present? It joins the right atrium. It is connected to the right atrium. Means the vena cava, from the vena cava, deoxygenated blood first enters into sinus venosus, and that from the sinus venosus it enters into right atrium. So deoxygenated blood from through the vena cava, it enters into sinus venosus, and from it, it enters into right atrium. This is the pathway. Next one is conus arteriosus. Conus arteriosus. This conus arteriosus is present on the ventral side. Sinus venosus is present on the dorsal side of the heart, and conus arteriosus is present on the ventral side of the heart. Ventral side of the heart, not of the heart. And it is joined or else it is connected to ventricle. So it is connected to ventricle. So the oxygenated blood from the ventricle enters into conus arteriosus, and then it gets distributed throughout the body through by arterial system. So this is the flow. And along with this, there are two special venous connections. Special venous connections are present which are between liver and intestine. And these special venous connections are called as portal systems. Portal systems. Two portal systems are present. One is between the liver and intestine. This is called as hepatic portal system. Hepatic portal system. And another one is between the kidney and lower parts, which is called as renal portal system. Renal portal system. Hepatic portal system and the renal portal system are present in it. And coming to the blood composition, so blood is composed of plasma and cells. What are the different cells? RBCs are there, WBCs are there, as well as platelets are there. The difference is RBCs are nucleated, and obviously they are, as the blood is red in color, hemoglobin will be present. And lymph is different from blood. How it is different from blood? It lacks few proteins and RBCs. It lacks few proteins and RBCs. And the function of the blood, we know, it carries different nutrients, gases, water, okay, to the respective sites during the circulation. And as the heart is muscular, this can be done by pumping action of the muscular heart. Coming to excretory system. Excretory system consists of pair of kidneys, ureters, cloaca and urinary bladder. Okay, if you talk about kidneys, red and bean shaped structures. Position and the location is very important. So situated a little posteriorly on the body cavity on both sides of vertebral column, important thing. These are situated little posteriorly on the body cavity on the sides of vertebral column. And there will be functional units in the kidney which are called as uriniferous tubules or nephrons. Those are made up of uriniferous tubules or nephrons. And in male frogs, ureters are called as urinogenital ducts, and we know the reason. And in females, they are just ureters, not urinogenital ducts. Because ureters and oviducts open separately in females, and they open into cloaca. And one more word or else one more statement which we generally ignore but very very important, that is they are having thin walled urinary bladder. The examiner may change this term. Okay, so urinary bladder is thin walled. Where it is present, this is also very important. It is present ventral to the rectum. Ventral term is very important. Ventral to the rectum, and that also opens into cloaca. And what type of animals are these based on the excretory product? They are ureotelic animals because they excrete urea. Coming to control and coordination. So where the control and coordination is highly evolved in frog, so which includes neural system and endocrine system. Endocrine glands will be there to make endocrine system where they secrete hormones, and the prominent endocrine glands in them are pituitary, parathyroid, thymus, pineal, pancreatic islets, adrenals, gonads. Coming to the nervous system is divided into three parts, which are central nervous system, peripheral nervous system and autonomic nervous system, where central nervous system includes brain and spinal cord, peripheral nervous system includes Cranial and spinal nerves. Autonomic nervous system includes sympathetic and parasympathetic. Okay, coming to the cranial nerves, there are 10 pairs of cranial nerves present or arising from the brain. And brain is covered or protected by the cranium, which is a bony box or brain box. Forebrain, here these parts are very important. Forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain are there. So where the brain is divided into three parts. Forebrain includes olfactory lobes, paired cerebral hemispheres and unpaired diencephalon. The midbrain is characterized by a pair of optic lobes. Paired optic lobes are present. Hindbrain consists of cerebellum and medulla oblongata, no pons. Remember this. And this medulla oblongata passes through very important thing, foramen magnum, and continues into spinal cord. So which is where the spinal cord is enclosed in vertebral column. So frogs has different types of sense organs. So which are like, it can be asked like match the following. For touch, they are having sensory papillae. For taste, they are having taste buds. For smell, they are having nasal epithelium. For vision, they are having eyes. And for hearing, they are having tympanum with internal ears. Out of all these sense organs, eyes and internal ears are well organized structures. Remaining all are cellular aggregations around the nerve endings. Cellular aggregations around the nerve endings. Only eyes and internal ears are well organized sensory structures. And if you observe eyes are placed, a pair of simple eyes are present, which means they are having only one unit, unlike cockroach compound eyes. So, and then coming to external ear is absent, which we already seen it. And so they are having just internal ear along with tympanum. So tympanum and internal ear will be there in it. And this ear is for hearing as well as balancing. This is also a very important thing. Coming to the reproductive system, they are having well organized male and female reproductive system. Let's talk about male reproductive organs. So these male reproductive organs are consist of a pair of yellowish ovoid testes. These are testes which are yellow in color, oval shaped. A pair of testes will be present, and these are found attached to the upper part of the kidney. So this is the kidney, where they are attached to the kidney, upper part of the kidney, with the help of double fold of peritoneum called mesorchium. So mesorchium with the help of double fold of peritoneum called mesorchium. And then from the testis, vasa efferentia arises. The number is very important. These vasa efferentia are 10 to 12 in number, and they arise from the testis and they enter into the kidney on their side and opens into Bidder's canal. So if the sperm are formed in the testis, if you observe the pathway, they enter into vasa from the testis, vasa efferentia. From the vasa efferentia, they leads into kidney. In the kidney, they open into Bidder's canal. And most of the times we feel this blue color canal is Bidder's canal, but it is adrenal gland. Remember, very important. Bidder's canal, and Bidder's canal opens into urinogenital duct. And this urinogenital duct opens into cloaca. So the pathway is like this. Coming to the female reproductive system, a pair of ovaries are present near the kidneys, but these ovaries are not at all functionally connected with the kidneys. No functional connection with kidneys. And these ovaries will release ova. This ova enters into the body cavity first, so there is no direct connection between the ovary and oviduct. Ova into body cavity to oviduct. From the oviduct, directly they reach to cloaca. And cloaca is a small median chamber that is used to pass fecal matter, urine, and sperms to the exterior. So, this is about the reproductive system. And a mature female can lay 2500 to 3000 ova at a time. And the fertilization over here is external fertilization, and the development is indirect development, which means larval stage is present and the name of the larva is called as tadpole. This tadpole undergoes metamorphosis to form the adult. And frogs are beneficial for mankind. Why? Because they eat insects and protect the crop. So in the ecosystem where they are to maintain the balance, ecological balance, they are very, very important. And also in some of the countries, the muscular legs of frog are used as food by man. No extra points are given in the summary, and let's summarize the thing. Remember, frogs are beneficial because they eat insects and maintain the ecosystem's food chain. So if this line by line breakdown helped you, hit the like button and subscribe for other topics. All the very best.